Hello my lovely nestlings and welcome to today's video where I'm going to chat about makeup that I regret not buying. These are eyeshadow palettes. Yes, they are either old or no longer available, or basically the moment has passed, and I have a few of those and I thought it would be fun to chat about them. And if you're new, welcome. My name is Nikki. I'm from the Netherlands, hence the accent. I'm also slightly orcish, relatively vintage. I love spooky stuff, makeup and being creative. Let me explain some things. The slightly orcish means I'm green. I'm a light to light medium warm-ish olive, and the relatively vintage means I am 46 or maybe even 47 depending on when this video goes online. It kind of depends. I also have ADHD and I'm autistic, so I don't know. You get... you never know what you're gonna get. It's, I don't know, depending on the mood, weather, you know, kind of like that. Let me go over the makeup look that I have on today, because I feel so cute that I wanted to film this video with this makeup look on. It was actually a collab with my dear friend Katie from Makeup for Lost Time, where we created a makeup look based on or inspired by a picture from the internet, and we chatted about the full moon of January. Yes, and that video is online and I will link it underneath the cards. It's also a new series on my channel and I'm very excited. Yes. So let me kind of, before we go into it, give some, I don't want to say that they are disclaimers, but if I don't mention this, I know I'll get comments. I know that some of these palettes are still for sale. I know that I can buy the palette. I know that there are always people who want to see older palettes used on my channel, but the bulk of my people do not. So yes, some of these palettes are still in stock, and it's not to say that I won't ever buy these, because there's one that I've had on my wish list for, I think, ever since it launched, and I can very well see myself picking it up. I just regret not picking it up at launch. Does that make any sense? So yeah, just a little to throw it out there, because I know some of these palettes are still available. Yes, let's start though with the first one, which is from Unearthly Cosmetics. It's the So Strange palette. Now this was the holiday or the Halloween release from last year. I got the Weirdos and I was very much contemplating, do I also add So Strange to my order? You know, ask if she can add it and then I'll pay for it. And I never really did. And I'm very sad about it, because the palette is no longer available. I think there are rumors that she's going to bring at least a color story back. And when that happens, I know I'll snag it. But I don't know. It's just that whole theme. I'm bummed that I did not ask her to put it in my box. Yeah, I think that the color story is just so fun. It's something so different, and also the title So Strange, you know. It's, I don't know, it's, this one keeps pulling in my heartstrings. If you want to see it in action, my bestie Debbie got it from Beaute. I will link her channel down below as well. If I'm not mistaken, she did a video with it, or maybe even a live stream. But search her channel and you'll find it. But yeah, I'm sad that I let this one go. The next one is, the picture shows two palettes and they are still in stock. Now they're not very old. These launched late last year and they are from Lethal Cosmetics. The reason that I didn't pick them up right when they launched was because I first off did not really know which one to choose. They also launched the brushes and I opted for just the brushes and not one of the palettes. And the reason for that is that I kind of was afraid it was their old formula. They have reformulated since. And while I do like their old formula, it's nice and soft. If you are a beginner, it's extremely easy to work with. But they also have a formula in the Berlin palette that I just liked more, which was still very blendable, but the shadows had a little bit more punch to them and you could layer them a little bit easier. So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to pass. Yeah, especially after trying Teresa's second collab with Lethal, because I had that laying around quite a while. I tried it and I was like, oh damn, now I'm so sad that I didn't pick it up, because that formula, the shadows have such a nice punch. They are so nice and rich in color. They're vibrant. They are still easy to work with, but it's just such a nice formula. So now I'm double sad. And again, I know that these are still in stock, and yes, I know that I can still purchase these, but makeup goes so quickly that if you have branded yourself as a makeup review channel as I have, I kind of need to revamp first. Does that make any sense? Yeah, kind of the moment has passed. The next thing that I'm going to mention is Laura Lee Los Angeles. And this is her Whimsical Nudes palette. Now, when I saw this sneaked in my new makeup releases, I said this is a very, very pretty palette. And I actually would really like to try this. I've never tried anything from Laura Lee. And then it launched and other stuff just happened. And I kind of also, honestly, forgot a little bit about this palette, and then I heard Teresa mention it, and then I was like, oh yeah, damn, now I'm sad I didn't pick it up. So maybe this one is a little bit on Teresa, but I think that the color story is just so pretty. But also because I've never tried Laura Lee Los Angeles, I did not really know about the formula. I was like, do I really want to add a new brand to my collection? Do I really want to try something that I've never tried before? And now I'm kind of sad that I didn't. So who knows with her next launch? Who knows? The next palette that I'm going to mention is an older palette. This is also a palette that's still available, and it is the Bronze palette from Natasha Denona. And when this launched, I was like, ooh, that's pretty. But I wasn't as much into neutral shades as I am now, having very, very colorful makeup on. But there's just something about this Bronze palette that I know that Colourpop released their, I think it was their Penny palette, and then I was like, can that be a dupe? It is, but it's also not. So I have seen kind of alternatives floating online, and I know that they are out there, but I just want this palette. Will I get it? Maybe I'll buy it one day on a nice sale, but for my channel, it's not... I won't get the return of investment, if that makes any sense. So yeah, this is definitely one that I'm like, I should have just picked it up on launch, but I didn't. Then the next palettes, actually, because there are two that I'm going to talk about, are no longer available. And these released, I think 2 years ago for around the holidays, and they're from Melt. They're the Vida and Muerte palettes. When I saw them launched, I was like, oh my lord, I need it. But they're very expensive. I never tried Melt before. I heard very inconsistent things. And I was like, I'm going to let this go because it's just too expensive for me. Also, I don't think that they actually came to Europe either. So then it's, you know, with everything, I was just like, I'm not going to do this. But these are still pulling on my heartstrings. So Melt brought, I think, the Vida back first for another round, if I'm not mistaken. And I was like, shall I get it? It was also on sale. I was like, shall I get it? And then I was like, yeah, but if I never get the Muerte, what? I want them both. So I passed. Forward kind of half a year or something, they bring the Muerte back. And then I'm like, damn. But now I cannot buy the Muerte because they don't have the Vida anymore. And that's kind of happened, I think, twice. So there's that. But these are still, and I know that color story wise they are not going to be, or at least the Muerte not going to be my favorite, but it's just, there's just something about this whole aesthetic, including the color stories, that I'm like, even though I don't like Melt's formula that much, these are still palettes that I just regret not buying, honestly. Then I am going to go to Bella Beaute Bar for the Strange and Unusual palette. This launched, when did this launch? Did it launch in 2021 even? Because I have here a post from October and that says round 3. So I don't remember exactly when this launched, but the color story was very, very yummy. Bella Beaute Bar is from the USA. I've never tried them before. And again, when it kind of launched, I kind of have to make a decision, right? Especially if it's from overseas, and then especially if it's an indie brand, because shipping for indie brands is just more expensive than for instance for Colourpop, whatever, right? And I also have to pay VAT when it gets here, so that basically makes the palette twice as expensive generally. And while I really, really loved this color story, it was just a little bit too much for me to invest in a new brand right then. And again, other things just were a little bit easier for me to get. This palette though, it's still one that I'm like, damn, I should have gotten it, because I have seen it used. The quality seems to be very, very good. I think that the color story is so, so cool, and I love the artwork. It's just such a, it just keeps... The next palette that I'm going to mention is from Notoriously Morbid, and this is a palette that was from 2021. And I don't think that this is available anymore actually. And it is the Loki palette. When I saw this in the new makeup releases, I was like, oh, I kind of need it, right? I love the color story. I love the kind of a bronzy with the green. I love the Norse god Loki. He's a trickster and I very much vibe with that. It's just, there's so much more to that god than most people know. And yeah, I know Marvel movies and they don't get the mythology right. The actor that they chose in the Marvel movies is so extremely suited for this. The only difference is he has black hair, which I don't think Loki has, but that's maybe me. But this is a palette that I think it's just so cool looking. And when it launched, I don't know actually why I didn't buy it. I have no idea. But when I was researching for this video, this one popped up and I was like, yeah, I'm so sad that I didn't get that one. Because it's just, if you know me a little bit, you know how much I love not only Norse mythology, but also Germanic mythology, mythology in general. And especially the Germanic / Scandinavian pantheon. That's just where my heart lies, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I'm sad that I didn't get this one. Then the last one that I'm going to mention is from Sugar Drizzle Polish. This was also released October 2021, and it is their Gnome Chrome Halloween eyeshadow palette. I also mentioned this in the new makeup releases, and I thought it was just such a cute theme. I love gnomes. I don't know if you can see my zombie gnome behind my cat, but I thought it was just so cute. I thought the color story was fun as well. Not as kind of dark-esque as I would have wanted it, but still very cute. And it's just, that artwork just makes me happy. Honestly, this is one that I wanted to buy for the artwork as well. And I'm sad that I don't have it in my collection, so I can't display. That's the reason with this palette. So while I like the color story, honestly, for me, it's more the artwork. It's more the outside. I'm also very much a collector of makeup, and I actually have in my makeup collection, I have a separate part of my makeup collection, which is my display collection. And this would just have been so cool sitting amongst those. That was it. Let me know down below if you have any of these palettes. Let me also know if you have any palettes that you regret not buying. I know the Nomad Haunted Europe is one for quite a few of you. Let me know your list down below. And yeah, if you have any ideas for videos like this, let me know down below in the comment section. For now, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to wish you a fantastic day, a fabulous evening. May your foundation always match your neck, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye guys.